welcome to the video. This is on 36 and today in this lecture I will tell you about the basics of C programming language. And the first question is why C is important to learn. To a beginner programmer, the biggest question is where to start, which language to choose from mighty pool of hundreds of languages. So first point is C is the mother of all languages. I think in this dynamic IT world, new language come every day and get obsolete. So there must be something in C which has remained there for 3 decades and more, and even today there is hardly any language which can match its strength. C has influenced following programming languages. For example, PHP, C++, LPC, Perl, Vala, Objective-C, AWK, JavaScript, and so on. And one most important thing is that learning C is that it makes your fundamentals very strong. Every programmer has starts programming with help of C. My second point is I agree that there are many better programming languages out there now with the advent of technology. However, C offers some very good features and advantages like C is ubiquitous, that is, C is present, appearing, or found everywhere. Whatever the platform, C is probably available. And next point is C is portable. Write as piece of clean C and it compiles with minimum modifications on other platforms. Sometimes it even works out of the box. And it is simple. C is really simple to learn and practically does not require any dependencies. A simple PC with the compiler and you are good to go to make programs. As mentioned earlier, C is widely used for writing drivers, compilers, etc. That is, C is versatile. C is often used to implement efficient libraries for less efficient languages. For example, many libraries in Python are implemented in C language. Compilers and interpreters for a wide variety of programming languages have been written in C. That's why C is versatile. C remains the most popular programming language for programming microcontrollers in embedded systems. So these are the points which I think will be helpful to you when it comes to what will be the advantages of C language. It's asked in your semester exams or any interview questions. These are enough points, and if you explain these points in front of the interviewer, then he will know that there's something in C. Now, in the next phase of this video, we will handle one problem, and the problem is I have taken this problem from Geeks for Geeks. And this problem was asked in Amazon, D.E shop, Intuit, and Opera. The name of problem is product array puzzle. So let's see what the problem is. It's an easy problem. Given an array A of size m, construct a product array P of same size such that P is equal to product of all elements of A except AI. I will later explain you how we will approach this problem and how to develop the solution. Okay, I am reading this question first, then I will explain everything. The first line of input contains an integer t, denoting the number of test cases, and then t test cases follow. Each test case contains 2 lines of input. The first line is n and the second line contains an element separated by spaces. And for output, for each test case, print the product array P. Given constraints are value of t goes from 1 to 10 in the given test cases, and value of n is 1 to 1000, and the elements of array goes from 1 to 20. They are given an example for us. So, for example, okay, I am explaining this right. They are saying that a size n is given to you, and the size n is of array A, and we have to construct a product array P of the same size such that P is equal to product of all elements of A except AI. Okay, they are saying that, for example, if the array elements are 10, 3, 5, 6 and 2. Okay, okay. They are saying that array element is, for example, the value of array size is 5 and the elements are 10, 3, 5, 6 and 2. So you have to construct a product array from this array, okay, and the size of product array will be same as that of given array, which is 5. So n of p will also equals to 5. The product array size 5 ही होना चाहिए, and you have to construct it in such a way that element present at index ai means the indexes of all elements in P. So they are saying that the element at index I will be such that it is equals to product of all elements except AI. For example, in this case, we have to replace, or we can say we have to create a product array P. Then in that array, at index 0, you have to place a number which is equivalent to 3 into 5 into 6 into 2. Okay, this we have to place at index 0. That means product of all element except this element. In the same way, for 3, we have to place at index 1, and what we should place? We should place 10 into 5 into 6 into 2. Fine. We have to place this value, index 1, and so on for 5, 6 and 2. So you can observe a pattern here that if you have a product of all elements, okay, then let me store it in a variable x. Then what you can do is you can create a product array P, and in that array for index I, divide x, which is the product of all elements, by the element at that index. See, if you divide x by 10, then what will you get? You will get this. Why? Because x is what? X is nothing but this. Whole total value x is, and we are dividing it by the value of element at that index, that is 10. So simple mathematics. Then you will get this value, and we will store it at that index. Okay, so we will approach this problem as I have told you. So okay, hope you will understand the problem, how to approach it. And they are saying that the first line of input contains an integer t. They are saying that we will give you an integer t whose value goes from 1 to 10, and these are the test cases. That means if you entered 5, they will run your program 5 times with different values of n and ai. Each test case contains 2 inputs. For example, if you have given test case 1, so it will run for 1 test case, and each test case contains only 2 inputs. First input is n, which is the size of array, and the next line contains the n elements of that particular array. Okay, so they have provided the explanation. Let's read it. For product array P at ai equals to 0 or I equals to 0, we have 3 into 5 into 6 into 2 except that element. Okay, the product of all other elements except that element. at I is equals to 1, then answer will be 5 into 6 into 2 into 10. See, and so on. So final product element will look like this. So this is nothing but product of these elements is 180 and product of these elements is 600 and so on. So let's build our code. So you can see that test case T goes from 1 to 10. That means they can give you at least 1 and at most 10 value of integer. So we can store it in T and we will take input, okay, and store it in T. Now I will write while T minus minus. This means that this loop will execute T times. For example, if T equals to 1, then T minus minus indicates that first it will use the value of T, then it will decrement it. So while T minus minus means 1 minus minus. So we will use 1, that means the condition in while is true. So we will execute the while loop. And after that, T becomes 0. So you can see that the while loop will execute only for one time. Fine. And then the next line of input will contain n. And what is n? N is the size of array. So we will take n. And the next condition is that you have to create array of size n. We have taken the input from user and stored it at n. Now let's declare the size of array as n. For example, I have created an integer array and size is equals to n. Fine. Now what I will do is store the next line of input in the array. See, we have taken it T, okay, then n, and then we have to store these values in array. For then we will run a loop for in I equals to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus secant array of I. So after this point, what the value is stored in array? 10, 3, 5, 6, 2. Fine. And value of n will be, this is for first test case, okay. Fine. Now what we have to do, we have to take an integer called product, and in this variable we will store the product of all elements. As I told you in this explanation, we will take a variable x and then in x we will store a product of all elements. Fine. Why we are storing the product of all elements? The reason is simple. I have told you earlier, if we store the multiplication of all elements in x, then if we go from I equals to 0 to y equals to n minus 1, then if we divide the value stored at that particular index by x, then you will get the required answer, and the required answer will be the product of all other elements, okay. So we will again run a loop I equals to 0 from and product equals to product multiplied by array of I. Fine. This loop will execute for n minus 1 times. This loop will execute from n minus 1 time. Fine. Now let's create another array called answer, whose size will be same as that of given array. Now what we'll do, we will again run a loop and in this loop we will try to assign the value at I index, and that should be equals to product divided by array of I. Simple. See what we are doing. We stored the product of all elements in back product, and then we are dividing the particular element at that index, okay, and then store the answer in AI, answer of I. Now we will have to print it. For one test case we have to print the answer, for another test case we have to print the answer. So most important thing is that you have to find the answer for any particular test case, and that answer will be work fine as for other test cases. I'll show you how it is working. Now you have to print it, then we have two options: either run other loop and print the answer I, or print it in the same loop. Fine. Now we will land line. Okay, hope it works. Let's compile it. See, it's working. For first test case, answer is 180, 600, 360, 300, and 900. 180, 600, 360, 300, 900, and the other test case is 20 and 12. Simple 10, 20 and 12. So this is how we approach the problem. Submit it. Okay, it's the correct answer. Hope you understand the problem. If you have any queries related to programming or how to learn C, ask me in the comment section. I will definitely reply. Fine. Hope you like the video. Share and do the comments. Thank you.